Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with yet another of our F123 Grand Prix challenges. This time around we head to the Mexico GP circuit, and of course, sensibly, we all know you can only do this as one driver. So today, as you've probably read by the title, we are going to be doing a last question mark challenge as Sergio Perez. Of course, all these rumours and speculation this week are that he's going to be retiring from Formula 1. I've recorded this video on Friday, so unfortunately, obviously, if something has been announced, then hindsight is once again gonna get the better of me. But of course, yeah, make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. I am tempted to do more of these cockpit cam videos as well in the near future, so there might be some news about that as we head into the winter. But it is Max Verstappen, though, rather unsurprisingly, on the pole position there. Charles Leclerc P2 with Sainz and Russell on the second row there. Lando, Norris just behind Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Ocon, Stroll and Pierre Gasly rounding out our top 10 this weekend there, with Bottas and Oscar Piastri there. The second Alfa Romeo, Zhou Guanyu in P13 ahead of Albon and both of the Alpha Tauri's there, followed up by both of the Haas cars, and once again it is Logan Sargent on the back row of the grid alongside ourselves there. But of course, yeah, the Red Bull car, you know, the only car that sensibly is going to be able to keep up with Max Verstappen today. So I think the goal is going to be try and get through some of the back markers as quickly as possible here. But yeah, let's head trackside then, ready for the Mexican Grand Prix. Let me know as well down in the comments below where you think we'll finish this one. Well, here we are then, trackside then for the Mexican Grand Prix. 25 laps ahead of us today. Must admit, I do enjoy doing these 35% races there. They really do just open up a little bit of a more interesting strategy. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below where you think we're going to finish this one today. I can't believe still that Sergio Perez has announced his retirement from Formula 1. You'd never guess I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon. But ready on the grid, though, looks like Logan Sargent has joined me on a set of the mediums. 5 red lights, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go then. Nico Hulkenberg a little bit slow as we make our way down, obviously, the long run towards turn 1 here. And I think, to be honest, sensibly in towards that first corner, we're just going to try and keep things clean and tidy. Don't really want to risk too much of the car. There's a little bit of front lock-in as we make our way into the first apex, but we've made up one place, and that might be all we get through the first couple of corners here, it must be said. Daniel Ricciardo a little bit further down the order than I'm sure he would have wanted there. It looks like an Aston Martin. Fernando Alonso having a pretty good getaway down the inside of the Australian. Of course, you know, if Checo does announce his retirement this weekend, the likely candidate to replace him within that Red Bull seat. But yeah, we gained a couple of spots then off the start. But for those of you that obviously watched the US Grand Prix video we did last week, that one was a rather slow burn at the start of the afternoon as well then. So just obviously want to try and keep it clean and tidy through the opening laps here, as obviously we round our way through the middle sector. Yeah, never quite know just how little downforce you obviously want to run. So in real life, it's very easy. You pretty much put the maximum downforce on the cars, but yeah, F123 sadly doesn't simulate the lack of air pressure here, as Verstappen will lead at the end of lap 1. Do really wonder whether we're actually going to beat Verstappen in any of these last question mark challenges this year, because the only one I've won so far was when I drove as Max Verstappen at Suzuka a few weeks ago. Here comes Kevin Magnussen, though, back down the inside on the run towards turn 1. That Haas car looking pretty racy in a straight line. We'll make sure we give the Dane some room, and we will again just cover him off through the opening couple of turns there. Yellow flags out already. I think that might be a Mercedes put into the wayside. Don't know whether that's Hamilton or George Russell, but one of them is certainly going slowly. Everyone else just lying astern there. What on earth's going on? Through the first couple of corners, Hamilton, a third straight DNF/DSQ in Formula 1. Crazy scenes here for the Brit, who is out of the USGP. For us, though, it's going to promote us into P16. But yeah, Hamilton, third non-point score in a row. I don't know if that's ever happened in a Brit's career. Must have done, I would assume, in 2009. That being said, but yeah, yellow flags all sorted, though. It's certainly separated the front from the rear half of the field there. As we're actually going to get a little bit of a tag from Kevin Magnussen behind, so clearly the Dane still not done with the idea of reclaiming this P16 and struggling to find the upshift. But yeah, having a look at the minimap already then, looks like Verstappen has already broke clear with Charles Leclerc. There we've got a bit of battling going on just in front of me. Tsunoda, Albon and Esteban Ocon all trying to dispute the places there. Ocon's actually on a set of the hard tyres, so no wonder he's struggling quite a lot early on. Can we try and get a good run though out onto the back straight? So we'll try and stay a bit closer to Alex Albon this time round. Can we have a look down the inside? Careful obviously not to run to the back of the Alpha Tauri. And we're up another one then. Into P15 we go. Of course, the other thing you've got to be very, very careful of here in Mexico is obviously ERS usage, as we'll go right around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda. Starting to get a little bit bored of these slower cars in the way. Team very, very happy with that one. But yeah, Esteban Ocon definitely slowing us down at the moment on his set of the hard compounded tyres. So he's obviously going to be going for an aggressive strategy towards the end of the afternoon, just like we are. The other obviously fascinating thing about doing a different race in a different cockpit cam each and every week is the different LEDs to let you know that the DRS is enabled. Some cars it's 2, other cars it's only 1. So there's always that kind of doubt momentarily in your mind as to whether you've actually opened up the DRS or not. I know we struggled as well with it at COTA last weekend, but tucked up in the wheel tracks. There we go, you can see that LED right at the end of the shift lights. But yeah, we need to start trying to get a move on here early on. Can we have a look down the inside? Oh, that was way too hot in towards... No! Turn 1, there's going to be contact with Albon as we try and get back on the road there. Just a big snap of oversteer. We will get a warning for that one. Can't say I'm too surprised. We'll try and go back on the offensive though on the Williams, who's going to try and park it on the inside. And we this time around get it slowed down there. We're a little bit wedged over the inside curb, but we make it through again there. That was really messy and not helping us gain any time. This gives you a good idea. You can see how Checo, loses time in Grand Prix by not qualifying right at the front. And then just immediately is stuck battling other cars whilst Max pulls away. Wow, all over the back of Tsunoda. Again through the final couple of corners. But yeah, we are really struggling to make much progress early on in the race here today. Medium tyres aren't really providing us the grip we were hoping for. And plus we all know how slippery this Red Bull can be. We'll try and have a look down the inside of Yuki Tsunoda once again though, to make our way back in towards turn 1. We'll slot back into the wheel tracks of Esteban Ocon as well. Try and actually spot the braking point this time as all Lando, Norris, Guan Yu getting into it down at turn 1. So actually, yeah, this train extends further up the order than I was ever really expecting it to. Can we now try and get a run on Esteban Ocon as we make our way up the hill, or is he going to have a look? No, he thinks about having a look down the inside of Logan Sargent, but thinks better of it. Point scorer Logan Sargent. It must be added as well there as well, just locking the rears slightly. Luckily we actually used that to our advantage and slid the car through the exit. But yeah, I think Lando Norris is really struggling here, as both Alpines on a set of the hard compounded tyres. That's a very, very interesting strategy by them. Can we try and get a run on Logan though, down in towards the final few corners, as Gasly down the inside of Lando Norris in front? We'll make that work. Will Lando Norris, or him and Gasly, just still duking it out? They've lost a lot of time to Zhou Guan Yu in front, so yeah, Lando I think is definitely slowing down this group at the moment. I think we're going to have to try and go for a double move then as we head out over the start-finish line. I'm sure the Mexican fans will still be cheering us on. Lando, though, is going to have to defend from Gasly, but he's going to get Ricciardo zonted as we head back down in towards someone there. We meet Gasly again to go around the outside of the McLaren there. The Alpine tries to throw in a block, but we hang firm. We go around the outside, and that's a double overtake then. Back into the points we go of the Mexico Grand Prix. Next up is Zhou Guan Yu. Yellow's out. Is that Zhou Guan Yu with an issue? No, it's Bottas. Bottas has looped it. And we'll take both Alfa Romeos then in one go there. Not too sure Zhou Guan Yu clearly fancied saying hi. Safety car, red flag! Oh, dearie me, this really changes things. Well. Okay then, very, very big shake-up in this afternoon's running.
Play this right, we can get a nice advantage here. Let's have a think about how we handle the rest of this race.
Well, to be honest, the mediums probably would have been the tyre to go on throughout the second half of the afternoon. The team, though, was saying it might rain before the end of this race then. So the race restart is going to be lap 12, so we've only got half a race to do. I think we're going to have to go soft, though, aren't we? Surely. You know, we might be really struggling on tyres towards the end, but it's a risk we've got to take there as pretty much everyone around me. Why have we been put on mediums? No! So we're going to have to box again before this race is over. Onto a set of the soft compound tyres here. It might be worth waiting and seeing what happens with the rain. Don't say we're on the old set. We're on the old set of tyres as well. Things get even worse as we try and make our way back in towards turn 1. A little bit of rear lock in there as Ferrari now 1 and 2 at the front of the field. So Verstappen's had a bit of a nightmare restart as well. How is this still a glitch on F123? The fact the tyres don't get put on properly there as Gasly now thought about a move. Piastri trying to have a look for a move on Fernando Alonso as well as on. We're going to get tagged. Zhou Guanyu there, I think, wanted to try and have a look down the inside, but oh, that's not good for us. Really just upsets the rhythm. Well, I would have also loved to have boxed for mediums, Jeff, but apparently Red Bull weren't interested. Saying the rain's going to be about 15 minutes away, so I think we've got to go on to a set of softs in the next couple of laps or so, but we're going to be miles off the rear of the field and are basically going to have to try and claw back a pit stop margin. This glitch, seriously, EA, Cobas, whoever, it needs fixing because there's no consistency behind it. Why are we struggling so much with rear locking all of a sudden? It's a little bit scary. Nice save. But come on. Bottas now, I'm going to look down the inside, and this is the difference that the fresh tyres make. Sorry, Zhou Guanyu even having a look down the inside, but yeah, I think we have to box now onto that set of... Now we have to go one more sensibly on these worn-out medium tyres there. Bottas somehow has already picked up 10 seconds of penalties. Team saying we need to box this lap, but this could have been a golden opportunity to be fighting for the win today. And well, I think he does a pretty good job of summing up Sergio Perez's season, doesn't it? It's just been absolutely bottled there as Lando Norris down the inside. We can't do anything. Come on. Why is the back end sliding around so much? These tyres feel absolutely wrecked. So you just got nothing on them. Making our way through the final couple of corners. We're definitely going to be boxing now, though. Onto a fresh set. I don't know if any of the AI, I can't imagine any of them have been screwed on strategy like I have. But yeah, we kind of need a miracle now in the second half of this race. Don't say they're putting on more mediums. No, they are putting on softs, thank goodness for that.
Come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
I mean, we're still at one place from where we started, and I'm looking at that huge battle going on for 10th place still. Maybe points are going to be doable, but we're going to need to be rapid towards the end here. This is one of those ones where if I was Max Verstappen, I reckon, yeah, I've probably got a good chance of closing up. Sergio Perez? Not so sure. That being said, this lap alone, we've already taken 5 seconds out of that group of cars in front. I mean, there's definitely a lot of battling going on up there, but that is going to have to be our key to destiny. Another lap gone by, another 4 seconds disappearing.
35.1 seconds.
We've all but half that gap to those cars in 2 laps. And we've got a DRS failure to go with it. I love F123. Well, after an awfully bot strategy choice by the team, I'm sure the Mexican fans are loving seeing this gap coming down by as much as it is. There almost another 3 seconds gone to Kevin Magnussen that lap. That battle going on, I believe it's for the final point, is absolutely ruthless. But we want to try and snatch it away from all of those cars. This is going to be a really late race kind of recovery drive. However, we've still got 8 laps to go. Starting lap 20 and the gap is down to 4 seconds. Looks like the Alpine, I want to believe it's Esteban Ocon, has got to the front of that gaggle of cars again. So I think he'll be looking to try and break free if possible here, but the DRS zones Really just don't allow him that. There is definitely... I'm going to be so upset if that battle isn't for points. I think it is for 10th. I don't really get a chance to count it around most of the lap. But I just would love to score a point in this after everything that's gone wrong. Right, well, we have certainly not given up today, and now, hopefully, the fun can continue once again then. Kevin Magnussen, the first car we've got to try and navigate here. We've got 4 laps to go, and I haven't got DRS yet. Okay, might have to wait another one. No, the DRS still isn't enabled again, is it? I completely forgot about that. Hopefully, it'll come back online sooner rather than, well, later. That's going to be a nice kick of oversteer into turn 1. See that, though? Just one flick of the steering wheel. We have the car exactly back where we needed it. Well, we're going to have to be a bit more creative then with our overtakes. Can we go right around the outside of Magnussen? No. Of course we can't. It's Kevin Magnussen. He's always going to slam the door. Even if you're wheel-to-wheel with him. He'll quite happily run you off the road. But, yeah, we're going to have to try and start using battery then. Yes! DRS has come back. Wonderful. Now we've got a fighting chance then. 3 laps to go. So we make our way back in towards turn 1. Down the inside of Kevin will look. Nice and easy on the brakes there. Just slide the car into the apex. Ricciardo and Sargent there just getting a little bit out of shape in front. I think both Hulkenberg and I are going to be trying to eye up an opportunity. See if we can gain down the inside. Oh, had Ricciardo and Sargent not just moved over a little bit then, I might have tried to have all 3 of them in a Daniel Ricciardo-esque move on the Australian. We'll get around the outside of a couple though. Can we get all the way around the outside of Sargent? Yes, we can. Bottas, of course, with that penalty, he shouldn't be much of a concern. But we're making moves. Bottas and Ricciardo up next then, 2 more laps to go here in Mexico. And I think, agonisingly, this battle actually extends up to P11 then, so I don't think we're going to score points here. Unless something crazy happens right towards the very end there. But Bottas is a sitting duck. So both Ricciardo and I, so we have to go down the middle, just like we did last time out at Kota there. We have to go down the middle of Bottas. And I believe it was also an AlphaTauri though. I think it was Sonoda though, last weekend that we had to send it on. But this time around we do actually complete the double overtake. Ricciardo still in my wheel tracks. Yeah, Albon there for P13. I think, yeah, it's Ocon in 11th. So even with that, if we can get to them, we still won't score a point. Around in the final corner then to start the last lap of this GP, and we're going to be battling it out with the driver we replaced at Red Bull just 3 seasons ago. Albon in his Williams, us in the Red Bull. Surely this is going to be a simple one to make our way back in towards someone there. You can go defensive. I'm not too worried, Alex. Also get clean around the outside there. The Williams, though, really tries to try to fight it back into turn 1. Are we now just starting to see some rain showing up as well? Yes, we are. So how many times have I seen this on F123 where rain shows up right at the end of a GP there, but at the front of the field looks like Verstappen, despite losing the place to both Ferraris off the restart, will come back through and will once again reign supreme here in Mexico City. Sonoda and Ocon just in front of me, but I don't think we're going to have enough time to get to them unless their medium tyres absolutely hit the cliff here. But rounding our way then through the final few corners of the Mexico GP, it's not on paper a particularly good result here. In fact, it's by far and away our worst one we've had in one of these little GP challenges so far on F123. But we are going to survive. And obviously for those of you that stuck around and watched the video, you'll know the concept and what's happened today. But yeah, drifting our way through the final couple of corners here, put on a show for the home crowd. We'll come out the final corner for P13.
The thin air makes this event a brutal one for these Formula One cars, but this team have done a fantastic job to make it to the checkered flag and take a well-earned victory today. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams. and they're certainly proving themselves. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, despite going basically from last to the mid-pack twice, Max Verstappen is still driver of the day there when all things said and done. Both Red Bull cars the only ones to get into the 1:19 19s, however, today. And yeah, like I said, not on paper a particularly good result, but with everything that happened, I don't think we can be too disappointed there. Verstappen will take on the dub ahead of Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Russell beats out Stroll with Piastri, Alonso, Gasly, Norris and Zhou Guanyu rounding out our top 10 here today. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Fingers crossed, of course, we enjoy the Mexico Grand Prix tomorrow as well. Of course, we will be back tomorrow morning with the Formula 2 career mode with the feature race from Albert Park, Australia. So yeah, thank you all, and we'll be back very, very soon with more Formula 1 content. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.